Hi there. So today we're going to talk about time management and how to go about that. So last week we talked a lot about the idea of living versus just existing and the idea of not rushing from place to place or thing to thing without being aware of where we are at and what we're doing or what our surroundings are. So today we want to talk about that a little bit more. And part of that is the idea of not trying to overschedule. So in this day and age, we often program our kids into lots of different types of classes and activities to make sure that they are getting a nice, well balanced education and they're learning all sorts of things that they may not be getting in school because a lot of our school systems have been taking out things like the arts or phys ed from their day to day programming. So, as parents, we are now trying to make up for that by giving them those programs after school, which is fantastic. But remember also that kids need time just to be kids. They need free play time, indoors and outdoors, with you and with other children. And they also need to have some nights off during the week so that after school time, there isn't anything booked, whether it is play dates or classes. Sometimes we are noticing that kids are getting a lot more homework nowadays than they did before, so we need time in order to spend quality time with them on that as well. But also, we want to make sure that we're not overscheduling from a parent's point of view. So, we don't want to spend our entire evenings driving to and from different activities or all around the city and not having down to sit down for dinner as a family, or you feel like you are constantly on the go. So, think about that this week. And then the idea of actually, when I say don't overschedule, but then the next thing I'm going to say is to make sure that you schedule in some other things that are really important, like date nights with your partner or mom alone time is really important as well to make sure that you are maintaining your own sanity and you're taking care of yourself. And if that isn't happening regularly, then you do need to schedule it into your regular routine so that everybody knows that that's what's happening and that you need that time to yourself in order to build yourself back up so that you can continue to give to your family. And then the last thing I want you to think about is asking for help. So, asking for help from your partner, from your children as well. They need to understand that the family dynamics mean that they need to participate in things as well, and everybody needs to pitch in and do their part. But asking for help is sometimes not an easy thing, especially as a mom. We tend to take on everything that needs to get done because sometimes it is just easier to do it ourselves. But I also want you to think about the fact that everybody else in the family needs to know too that you are not the only person that is responsible for everything. So they need to step up and do their part as well. And they're not going to necessarily realize that unless you talk about it. So asking for help and asking for what it is that you need, whether it is an hour and every weekend in order to have a hot bath or to go out with your girlfriends or even just to sit on your back deck with a book, whatever it is that you need to make sure that you're getting that in there as well. So think about that this week, journal about it a little bit, look at your entire family schedule, not just your own but your children's as well, and see where you can start making some small changes.